for another soak.
Thank you for the food you give us, great Circes.
Miss Casterus, my lady, you're back.
Hello. We have an important matter to discuss with Lady Aglaya. May we trouble you to inform her of our...
My apologies, Miss Casterus. Lady Aglaya has just informed...
That's just great. Answer me this, friend. Did Aglaya order you to...
who?
Please don't jest. It's possible that she really is busy. Let's wait here a moment, and I'll...
It's fortunate we don't have to confront that woman while I'm hauling around this sick body. Casterus, and this friend I haven't gotten the chance to know, I'll take my leave for today. That Titan made a myriad of adjustments on their own. My head still aches from that. I don't want to stay a second longer in this noisy city if I can.
Please be careful. Akama isn't the Grove.
Is covered by her golden threads. I know. That woman is extremely confident I won't escape her grasp. Don't worry. As I said before, I'll mind my behavior.
Miss, so many unexpected things happened on our journey to the Grove. We truly had no intention of putting you in danger, let alone face the Black Tide head on. The Black Tide is not just an enemy of Akama, but all of Amphoreus. Even back when the forces of strife coveted the Holy City, their warriors still undeniably halted the Black Tide outside Castrum Krymnos. Negador's core flame now sits vacant, and the Black Tide has returned. The Grove is an academic city with the best understanding of the Black Tide. It shouldn't have fallen so easily, and yet it was taken over. The trial of strife is imminent. I pray Mighty will be able to steal his resolve soon. Lady Treeby once traveled across thousands of cities in Amphoreus to repel the Black Tide. But even they have no recollection of this powerful enemy in all their journeys. As for me, I detected a strong stench of death from that entity. But it wasn't because it had a connection with Thanatos. I'm afraid it's purely because it has sent countless others to their deaths. Speaking of Thanatos, Miss, you must have an idea of the curse I bear by now. Yet when you caught me in the Grove, I'm curious why you weren't affected by my power, Miss. My apologies for the abrupt question. For all my life, I've always wondered. Miss, you must be tired after being on the move these past few days.
This Keep your... Faced... Miracle. Magic...
I'd love to go in and take a look.
What's wrong? Is there trouble at the Grove?
Yes, I sensed something. It was fleeting, but very strong. Trianne used the Century Gate again.
Can you see what's actually happening?
No, it's fuzzy like always. But the enemy's aura has disappeared. Maybe...
Let's hope that it's just a false alarm. We should place our trust in her and Castrus, teacher. They will keep Trianne safe.
Peggy, you're talking like we're little kids. One day, Trianne will reach her limit. and Trebi will take on the role of gatekeeper from her. We are all aware of that. I am just a little concerned about her state of mind. We want to say a proper goodbye at the very least.
I will pray with you.
Thanks. And Aggie, it looks... it feels like neither of us have... It's time to head out with the West Wind!
All right.
Here's really hot and heavy. Has it always been like this? Is someone injured? What happened here?
Watch out! For the
Kremnoan? This is...
Aggie, now's not the time to dwell on that. Let's...
Excuse me! Come. Oh, you two are here as well. That's a relief.
Even the Twilight Courtyard is involved? What in the world?
I actually just came to relax. But I've examined them, and they don't seem to be seriously ill.
Multiple individuals fainting simultaneously from the hot pool steam?
He disappeared, and no one knows where he's gone to. Some people have...
Let these people rest. The two of you, please come with me.
Have you thought of something, Aggie?
Yes. While their intentions elude me.
What's going on? Hot.
Snowy!
The culprit is Mightimos. Oh.
Dee, what did you do to him?
It's just another duel where I claimed victory.
Duel?
As I expected. On the surface, these two are the mightiest warriors in the Holy City. But yes, speak up, Mighty. Tell us exactly what kind of foolishness you and Finan...
Am I seeing things? Is the magnificent deliverer finally dating?
Look, nothing. I was just imitating your usual response. I don't feel anything special from you. Have you passed the demigod trial?
The ritual hasn't reopened yet. In case you forgot, it hasn't been that long since I pulled you out of the trial.
I didn't forget.
Then, you're welcome.
In twilight's last gleam, Makima stands bold. Her walls sturdy, tales untold. Dreaming of her fruitful gardens, pilgrims arrive from distant lands. Yet little do they know that they will step into flames.
What are you playing at this time?
I just felt like reciting a few lines of poetry. Surely the Crown Prince of Kremnos knows how to...
Kremnoans steer clear of such weak literature. But my library...
These lines express the poet's yearning for their home. Just as Akama is distant from many people's homes.
I know how to interpret poetry, Haikis.
There's no point in pretending to be profound, my friend. Thank you for helping me out when I was in a tight spot, but it seems to me...
Don't compare your situation with mine. My people are still relying on me. I can't ascend...
So, are you suggesting that you, the mighty Mightimos, and the heir to the throne of Kremnos, wish to defy tradition that is an...
Still thinking about what I should do.
Never mind. It's probably not my place to offer. An idea does strike me.
Go ahead. Let's see what terrible...
Maybe we both need to relieve some stress. Come this time, we'll see who can stay in the super hot... What? Are you chickening out?
The phrase chickening out does not exist in the Kremnoan language. I just find this situation absurd. That looks like I'll have to teach you some royal etiquette.
And thus, with unparalleled resolve, the Since we can't see what's happening in the competition, do you recall the legend of the Gorgo Lion? Long before the dawn of Erechrysia, for tens of thousands of years, it fixated on it. It set its sights on the other's neck. It was stuck in a corner. It had nowhere to us on the land of them, and at last,
My lords, would you like me to reduce the temperature a little?
What? Get lost.
Are you asking me to get lost, or...
I'll do whatever you want.
Oh, please forgive my presumptuousness, my lords.
What a spectacle of folly.
This is what you get for daring to challenge a Kremnoan without understanding your own place.
What I'm saying is, your little game.
We will personally escort back home the customers left awestruck by our formidable presence.
This isn't fair. You're wearing way less than I am.
Is this the latest trend now? Getting
Don't look at me like that. It was he who challenged me. There is no...
Very well. Let us bring this farce to a close. Alas, the Flame Chase journey is destined to be a...
But thanks to those two, all the well, we just had quite the commotion. It's not every day we find the Marmorial Palace this serene. Shall we continue?
such an empty bath. I was looking forward to unwind.
How about we go to the biggest bath?
Let me check. The water temperature.
So, how is the feeling of having the
It's so good.
But Lady Treeby, aren't you going to soak in the bath with us?
We will have to pass. After all, we've become children.
Please understand that she can no longer endure the heat of this pool due to the...
Oh,
Are you curious about us, Highest?
I am, but something tells me that it might be better to change.
Don't get all nervous. It's not something we can't discuss. The truth is, then, because of reasons, we inherited Giannis's divinity and gained the power. And in return, the price we had to pay was this.
Each opening of the Sentry Gate intensifies the strain on Treeby and the others. They are gradually regressing towards infancy, both in body and mind.
We don't know what awaits us at the end either, but anyway, that's why we've turned into children.
In that case, when you opened that giant sentry gate,
Well, there's no way around it. We all know that the Flame Chase journey won't be a smooth ride.
maybe we can find a way to fix it. The primary research focus, we will do everything we...
So your first reaction is in fact denial. You're indeed an Access student. I look forward to your good news, Hyacinth.
Now there's another reason to look forward to tomorrow.
Lady Treeby, what's wrong?
Something's off. Wait, no. It's Trinan. Trinan isn't...
I win this round of escorting the bathers home.
How does one contender alone make a valid competition?
Offering a compliment or two wouldn't be the end of you, you know. What is that word? Is that your native
It means hyena. I'm likening you to a weak hyena. By the way, you emphasize the
Though we've been acquainted for some time, I have rarely heard you talk in the...
It's because I'm not exactly a master at it either. I can listen and read just fine, but when it comes to writing...
You can write?
You speak as if you don't have a brain.
That was in jest. I understand. After all, you spent all...
Worry about yourself first, Deliverer. You also never mention your hometown, apart from when you need to introduce yourself.
Well, it's because there isn't much to say. Aedes Elysiae is simply a tiny village that disappeared many years ago in the flames of war. The only times I get to see it are in my dreams, and in the trial from the Lance of Fury.
I knew it.
Yes, I saw it all. Aedes Elysiae ablaze, a blood-red half-sun hung in the sky, just like on that day. And before my eyes, that murder killed Cyrene. But I saw its form this time. A black cloak, an eerie mask, and a broken giant sword that carried an ominous aura. I fought it in the trial. But even though I've been fighting, improving, and resolutely getting stronger all this time, I still couldn't defeat it.
You were blinded by hatred and almost lost yourself.
That's right. And that's why I am truly thankful.
You finally picked up some manners. Better late than never.
Then what about you, Mighty? What did you see in that?
There is no word for fear in the
I'm getting the feeling that your language has no words at all.
But to answer your question, I saw Akuma in the trial. As well as... my old comrade, Hephaestion, Perdiccas, Ionius. We faced life and death together during our days in exile. Those 10 years were hard. The wind in the wilds of Amphoreus smelled like rust. Perdiccas was an expert in concocting medicines. Ptolemy was a real bookworm, always spouting off in chapters and verses.
This is the first time I've heard you mention these 5.
They died on the battlefield before the Kremnoan detachment managed to join Akuma. Perdiccas was the first to go. He was shot in the stomach by a poisonous arrow from the people of Laodon.
Midamos, do not mourn.
Leonius died in the 5th winter. Idonia's snowstorm lasted 3 full months. On the night of the fear...
Idonia? Is that the city Castorus used to live in?
Yes. Those zealots were as fearless as Kremnoans in the face of death. But they lacked respect for honor. They cornered us in the bottomless swamp.
This is perfect. Mighty Most. I can find
20 dusks later, we finally breached the walls of Idonia and entertained the usurper's plea for peace. Ptolemy and his cavalry met their end before they could even relish our triumph. Those obelisks that collapsed after being set on fire in the...
Mighty Most, please tell my family. It was...
Then, it was Pacesta. You lured the enemies into the city of Anion and our enemies.
Mighty Most.
And at last, my most trusted friend, Hephaestion. He was supposed to stand by my side through it all. But a sudden relapse of his illness hit him on the eve of my duel against my... He hid his condition from me. By the time I returned victorious...
A Kremnoan dying on a sick bed.
Hephaestion, my dear friend.
No need. Even... Farewell, my dear friend.
What a grave trial indeed. Now I understand why you see immortality as a defect.
My father threw me into the sea of souls to break the wheel of karma. But little did he realize it would grant me an immortal. Following his demise, I considered leading my people back to our homeland. Kremnos had already turned it into a wasteland. Well, against the dissent of many, Kratos included, the instant of strife shall inevitably arrive.
If you take over Nikodor, then you must begin the journey. So you hesitate because you think leaving your people in the Holy City is a better choice?
I don't know, but I have never been crowned. And those 5 were never endowed with any titles. None is aware of their glory.
Your predicament is truly complicated. I don't know how I can give you any useful advice. Maybe you could seek and that teacher of yours.
Dee, we've got a big...
Lady Treby, what's making you so flustered?
Hurry up and go save Trina! She got abducted by Kratos!
Kratos! What's going on?
It seems I was the one who exposed my vulnerability.
Aglaya, I demand next.
This man abducted Trinan by force and forced her to bring him to the vortex of Genesis. He then brazenly stepped into the trial of the Lance of Fury, and naturally failed.
She telling the truth?
Because I don't want to wait anymore. Your hesitation made me desperate. If you want to run away from your destiny to become king, then keep running.
Age has blinded you, teacher. Can't you see that I'm hesitating because of this very recklessness seared into your blood?
Kratos, do you truly believe you're worthy of entering the trial? To blaspheme against the prophecy? Does the mission we Chrysos heirs bear seem like child's play to you?
Do you know how the Kremnoans see you? You're a hypocrite and a megalomaniac.
Silence, Kratos.
Are you defending this woman, Mighty Mos? Even if this so-called Genesis really exists, will there be a place for the Kremnoans in that new world?
Are you done talking? By agreement between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, those who trespass upon the Vord Kratos, your actions are unforgivable.
Aggie, wait! We have a proposal! Lord Kratos did not use violence to harm us. We can please, Aglaya.
I'm listening.
I'm sorry, Lord Kratos. We were so preoccupied with deciphering the fragment. We wish to earn your trust, and those of the Kremnoans.
How are you going to show me something that has no...
You've heard about that. Oh, we will ask for her aid. Tomorrow, at the Abyss of Fate in the Temple of Yanisopolis.
A fair proposal. I accept.
Until then, you will be stripped of your freedom.
It is not the first time I've been made someone else's prisoner. Do as you please, demigod.
Teacher.
Forgive me, young master. Ever since your father died, our people and I have been waiting for a day to revive.
This obsession for returning home.
You have a clear head, which is why you're also incomparably alone. If you're truly capable of leading our people, be just as you did back then.
A fierce fighter. I did not expect such heroism from a feeble Akema. Fulfill your duty as the victor.
As if you have any honor. Listen closely. I am the leader of the Kremnoan detachment, Midimos. I'm here to finish you, father.
It is you, the beast spurned by all. So you
defy? You're wrong. As for you, you already stand at death's door. Haikis! You're a weak king. So weak that even now...
Then swing your blade. Take my crown. Coronate yourself.
No. I don't want the crown. All I want is your life. To avenge Mother and my comm.
But the walls of Kremnos will not fall with me. You and I. Now, the son of Gorgo is destined.
Kratos. He said the Grand Craftsman Cartonus might have some suggestions. Grand Craftsman.
King of Kremnos it is. That you would come, I knew.
You knew I was coming?
Your matters, I've heard. The path forward, but before that...
What's this?
A signet ring. For the King of Kremnos.
What? Mother threw it in.
A long time to fish out it took.
I can hardly imagine how much patience and courage it must have taken to find such a...
Gratitude there is no need for. Repayment for questions you bring with you. Ask now.
Fate I've always denied. It's finally by all rights. I should accept Strife's authority. It would make everyone happy. The Chrysos heirs, the Council of...
Yet hesitate still, you do. Hesitate, why do you, young kid?
Because of my people. Be they men, women, the elderly, or children. The hearts of all children of Strife would then be able to go home and embrace the old traditions. Never mind that most of them have only ever been heard in these so-called traditions and song.
This is not a good thing.
Kremnoans have been trapped in a cycle of bloodshed for the past 1,000 years. I accept that fate and become the totem of strife that lead my people into repeating the same mistakes.
A different kind of Kremnoan you truly are.
Oh. Now what did you dream about, my darling Trebios?
I had a dream that I turned into many me's. Then we made the moon into a ship and made the stars into our sails. Then...
Well, that sounds like a lovely dream.
Yeah! The ocean and the sky were really, really dark. But there were the ocean wind blew us onto an island where the wind tasted like flowers. They were bleeding.
Giannis's holy maidens can receive guidance from the god of passages. Perhaps what you saw in your dream is a divine land somewhere in Amphoreus. What's wrong, Trebios?
Because on that same island, I saw a dark mountain. The mountain looked alive, and it kept getting closer to the island. Then I realized it wasn't a mountain, but a very big... Then there was a bang and... Mama, does something that...
Yes. Unfortunately, it does exist in Amphoreus. We call it the Black Tide, though it has nothing to do with water. It has no shape or form, but it can swallow up animal.
Oh, the Black Tide is a baddie. I don't...
Of course, my dear. You only need to behave well and listen to what the adults tell you. Study the divine Giannis will then give you guidance and help you.
Whoa, I'm gonna eat a lot. But Mama, you said the Black Tide can swallow up Titan.
If that happens, then the Holy Maiden will have to be the one to guide people on the right path. After all.
Yeah.
But one person alone is not enough. Once you're older...
Friends? Are they also...
They might not, but they'll certainly be just as...
Mama? Am I... dream?
Don't be silly, dear. Of course...
What?
Now be a good girl, and call your friends over too. Let's play hide and seek, just like we used to, okay? My Trebios is the smartest girl. I'm sure you remember
The voice sounds so far away. I don't remember.
Your friends, who will chase the black tide away alongside you, of course.
Is this from my childhood? I don't remember. I used to sit here. Oh. Use this.
There will be an amazing...
Wow, that's amazing!
Of course you can. But you'll find someone else who's better for the job, my dear. I think that person lives in a beautiful temple that sits atop a hillside. There's a noble girl there who's very...
Just like Mama?
Perhaps. But before we find the captain, the ship also...
I know! I named this doll. I don't remember it all. Am I... That chest! Huh? Why is this doll inside a chest? It's holding a...
Many years later, many brave warriors will board this ship.
Ooh, I can learn how to fight too, and...
Silly girl. You're Yanisopoulos' holy maiden. It's not your duty to fight. There will be many others to protect.
All right. Then where will they come from?
I believe one warrior hails from a lovely village where bulrushes flourish, while another comes from a magnificent royal city.
In that case, let Trianne fight by their side. This way, they'll always stay on course. How could I have known the name Trianne back then? Was it just a coincidence? Learning can change your destiny.
When navigating at sea, you need to know both the strong...
Isn't...
Oh, sweetie. The ocean isn't like the land. It's easy to get lost. That...
Alright! Even though my brain is already super duper...
Circe's also favors children who try their best. They will send a...
I want to be a teacher too! Oh.
Why not? But if you're going to be a teacher, you might need to tone down that hyper energy of...
And... Trinan can do it! She's well behaved and would make a great teacher. Mama and the others always said that I had a great memory. But now, I can't even tell if this is a memory or a dream.
Come, let's line them up.